Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, just lovely. Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. A lot to talk to you about. People, this sell off in the debt market is alarming. I don't know another way to put this, and the stock market is hating this. Stocks fell under pressure today pretty much across the board, although crude oil is going to the freaking moon. Crude oil right now hit its highest prices of the year, and I don't think we're done. Are we going to get a slight pullback? If we do, you can only imagine the setup there. It's going to be pretty epic. But this is no surprise to anybody here. Lord Humongous, Magic Mika, Lava, all my friends are here today. Alan Greenspan, everybody. Thanks for Frank, Joe Potter. Thanks for being here, everyone. I really appreciate all of you so much. Anyway, going back to this whole thing. Let me read something to you. You're going to find this in your inbox right now. I shoot these things out kind of all day long. When things are on my mind, I want you to hear about it. All right. So this is just something here I want to, like I said, read and then kind of ad lib to it. So inflation and the harder times that are coming. Inflation is a monetary phenomenon, okay, of too much money chasing the same amount of goods, or in this case, a few amount of goods. I have outlined this fact for years, but it seems to be the biggest secret eluding the people on the mainstream media. They just can't get it. They don't see it. They don't understand what's going on because, again, inflationary pressures around the world continue to rise by accident. Really, honestly, this is just a phenomenon that just whatever just happened to happen. How about no? Anyway, I'm going to skip through a lot of this here. Since the 2008 financial crisis, trillions of dollars have been pumped into this dead economy. It's a dead man walking in this stock market to give the illusion. It's an illusion. It's smoke and mirrors that things are better than they are. And all this is doing is exacerbating the underlying problem here. The problem is debt itself. And the weird kind of strange paradox here is this. No matter how much debt we pile on, and it's never enough. It can never satisfy the vacuum that this is. And that's the twisted, sad reality of the entire situation that we have here. It's crazy. I tell you something. Inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon in the sense that it is and can be produced only by more rapid increases in the quantity of money than in the output. And this is central banks, people. Duh. Come on, man. I'm preaching to the choir. I know that. Whatever. Anyway, so the risk in this market is clearly climbing. I don't know what the MMRI is. The last time I looked at it, can someone check that for me real quick? 270 something here. We are very near extreme risk. And the market is not liking it. The US dollar, as of late, 277. Thank you. 278 Goldstein. All right, 277.7. It's not looking very pretty here. We are very close to an extreme risk scenario. Market's not liking it. You're seeing a knee-jerk reaction here into the dollar strength, and that's feeding into risk as well. The market hates the dollar stronger on a relative or comparative strength basis here. It doesn't like it. And clearly we are seeing how this is playing out right now. Anyway, this crude oil phenomenon, people say to me all the time, "Oh, Greg, so what? Oh, Greg, so what?" It's about inflation too. Again, crude oil, the lifeblood of the system, over 6,000 products made with this stuff. Do you think it's going to bode well for you, for me, and everybody else here as crude prices continue to surge higher? Not only that, you got central banks continuing to inflate on an unprecedented scale. Really, honestly, you can't make this stuff up. But that's kind of really where we're at here. So on the economic front here, U.S. factory orders plunge. Factory activity, it's dead. In the United States, it's dead and buried. We have become a nation of imports. We don't export nothing. Henceforth, why exploding debts and deficits, nowhere to go. Now, Bank of America, we get these little tidbits of information once in a while. They just get floated out from time to time. So Bank of America is now saying What you and I already know here, okay, the stock market is facing a hard landing. Forget about the economy. Look, this stock market has no bearing on reality. The economy does one thing, the market does a completely different thing. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Yes, we have to resist. Become your own central bank. Period. Look at what this person Jack just wrote. You all know that. That is clear. That is what we've been doing since day one, and we're not going to stop. Never. Okay. Again, goes back to what we've been talking about. Why is it? Tell me again, because see, I'm not too smart. Tell me again why it is that the government, which is the central banks, don't want you to hold. They took it out of your hands. They stripped it away, gold and silver. When we again left the gold standard here, we have money with is worthless. People with numbers printed on them. Our coinage doesn't have the fraction of a precious metal in it, but they don't even want you to hold it, touch it, smell it, taste it, or anything like that. That should tell you something. That should really tell you something, honestly. And look, what is this all leading to? What do you and I already know? A moment of reckoning, people. A moment of reckoning. Now, look, with regard to this market, I still don't believe they're done yet. The market did fall under pressure pretty much across the board, but nothing major today. It fell, yes, nothing major. So we need. Thank you, Janie. I appreciate that. The market still believes, again, with the bad economic news, round after round after round of it, that the Fed is going to get in here and backstop this market. JP Morgan says no. JP Morgan said there's no safety net under this market anymore. I'm not saying I agree with that. In fact, I don't really agree with that. I think, especially since this is a selection cycle, a presidential selection is not an election cycle, you don't get to elect nothing, just so you know. Okay. The Fed's going to prop this up. At least I think they are. I don't believe they're ready to let this thing just come down right now. We are marching into a somewhat dangerous time of the year. It doesn't mean we can't see the stock market sell off and then just rebound. It all depends on easy money. Whether or not the Fed's going to provide us more easy money into the economy, given the illusion, again, of a booming economy. Easy money does a lot of things. It boosts the stock market, rah, rah, rah. It makes the economy look like we're firing on all cylinders, rah, rah, rah. But it's just not right. It's not true. None of this is all smoke and mirrors and illusions and everything else that goes along with it. You all know that. With regard to the sell-off in the stock market today, gold and silver fell under pressure. Cryptocurrencies fell under pressure. Everything except crude oil. Billy Box, thank you. I appreciate that very much. And crude, as I said, is no surprise, it's the lifeblood of this freaking system. And it's going to get propped up by any mechanism. War, yes, is a big one. Hey, look, where are we going with this, people? Why is it that things are the way that they are? I mean, do you think this is really an accident why nations are arming themselves to the teeth while we're funding multi-billion-dollar war, which is going to be in the trillions at one particular time? No declaration of war, but make no mistake, we, the United States, is at war right now. We're funding the war. So we are at war. And you're paying for it. Where are we getting the cash from? I'm going to give you one guess. That's being created out of nothing. And it's used to fund the war. This is just a mechanism to borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow. The whole issue of inflation here, people, again, understanding the dynamics behind this, not just because, again, I beat the whole thing with crude oil to death because it plays out into what we're seeing. But again, at the same time, with billions and billions of dollars for war and everything else that our so-called representatives who represent nothing, they represent the corporate agenda, they represent the Federal Reserve, and you and I, we pay the bill. Do you realize that you and I are the ones footing the bill for everything? You really realize that? I think you do. I think you do, all of you, honestly. Energy prices. You and I, started speaking about this months ago. Watch energy, watch energy, watch energy. Watch what the BRICS are doing right now, people. They want to dominate. Think about this. How do you believe it's going to play out as more energy producing nations join the BRICS? They don't want to be a part of the United States alliance anymore. They don't want it. And this propping up of the US dollar, believe me, things are going to change big time. All right, look, anyway, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but this stuff here, man, makes me sweat, honestly. We covered a lot today. And unfortunately, I do need to cut this video short. I know I keep them around 20 minutes lately, but I got to kind of end this. I got to get out of here quickly. But anyway, people, hike or no hike, we'll cover a couple of questions. I think the Fed is going to hike. Okay. The inflationary pressures are still going. They're going to hike 25 basis points as they've been doing. And it's going to be followed up by the ECB, followed up by the Bank of England here. And that's where we're going. The pressure on the middle class is not going to stop. It's going to go on and on and on. They got the people by the throat. Patrick Davison, what? What's your thinking question? I know you're just throwing this out there. Anyway, I think you can laugh, Patrick. All right. That's kind of where we are, people. I gotta end this video. I do apologize. I hope you got something out of it. Kind of short and sweet. We covered all the important things. We'll get into more of this tomorrow in the live stream, which will be the same time as now. Again, I apologize for not taking questions here. So save your questions for tomorrow if you had any that I did not cover here. And we'll get to it tomorrow. I promise you. I'll see you all in the morning. Please share the video, comment here. Let me know what you think. Greg, you're out of your mind. You don't know what you're talking about. Or Greg, you're on target. Let me know. Okay, I want to hear from you. Good, bad, or indifferent. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Magic Mika, Scott, Lava, Lord Humongous, Alan Greenspan. Where's Goldstein? She's around here, too. Everybody. All right, everyone. Love you a lot from the heart. I'll see you in the morning, okay?